To help you keep your muscle and get rid of your fat, I have 4 basic rules that are really easy to follow. So it's not more about weight loss, it's more about body fat percentage. It's not depriving yourself, but finding out what you really need and what's necessary for you to function optimally and efficiently. The whole idea is making your body work. And there's 2 reasons why we're overweight or we're fat. How many of you have a food compulsion or a food addiction? If there's a food that I put in front of you and you can't say no to, no matter how much you've eaten already, you cannot stop eating it. And there's actually a reason for that. If it has a face, it's a protein. If it grows from the ground, it's a carbohydrate. We do need some fat to be able to make more cells, because if we can't make more cells, it's called aging. And most of us don't want to age prematurely. And insulin shoots all this glucose into our muscle cells, puts water in there. So anytime we're below 80 in 120, we're hungry again. How many of you have heard I should be eating every 3 to 4 hours? Well, now you know why. You don't really care how much you weigh, and neither should you. What you should really care is how much room you take up. Or another way of saying it, it's called your body fat percentage. Calipers actually pinch your skin, and depending how thick your skin is, that tells me how much body fat you have. The thicker your skin, the more fat. Food generates heat. There's also a term called thermogenic effects of food, and that's a post-workout shake. So let me elaborate. We know if you don't control your sugar levels, you can risk potentially ending up blind, no kidneys, and no legs. Not the coolest way to live life. I want to talk a little bit more on the importance and potential dangers of insulin. So I just mentioned type 1 diabetes, so I might as well do a little explanation on what it is. What's the food that we have to control? Proteins, fats, or carbohydrates? It's not so much calories in, calories out, it's what are those calories really comprised of. Fried foods, I recommend to really be careful of, not just because of the high fat caloric and high fat amounts, but because it will raise your blood sugar levels. For those of you who are cooking and making your foods at home, what happens to rice after you cook it, it triples. How about oatmeal? It doubles. Proteins like chicken and fish and steak, they shrink. We say don't eat anything after 6 because what do most people do that are into fitness tend to do after 6? Yeah, they eat cookies, desserts, potato chips and other junk foods. The leading cause for children's diabetes is because of fruit juice. So parents, when you thought your fruit juice is good for your kids, you should rethink this again and reconsider. If you have kids and if they're under the age of 2, I recommend having them take whole milk. Once they're older than 2, I recommend to stop using whole milk and go to using skim milk or 1%. Our fiber is good because it helps to slow down gastric emptying time, helping you to control your sugar levels a lot better. Vegetable protein is not as high quality as animal protein. And that's one of the ways when you take a protein, whether it's food or a shake, this is a good indicator if it's a good quality protein. Your stomach will never lie to you. There's 2 ways to absorb protein. One is called active diffusion and the other one is called passive diffusion. Anything you want but soy. Soy is horrible. Sorry. When you eat food, your body has to work and break down the food, which burns more calories. How I determine how much water you should be consuming: for every gallon of water, of ice water that you drink, you burn about 150 calories. The reason why people lose so much weight when they go cut out their carbohydrates from their diets, your brain needs about 100 grams of carbs just a day just to be able to think clearly. Some of these clowns on social media prey on people with these cookie cutter diet plans that don't understand how destructive it can be for a person, both mentally and physically. But the main question is it the correct way of doing it? Are they losing body fat and gaining and maintaining muscle? Or are they losing weight by releasing a lot of water retention? Or are they losing muscle? Or are they losing fat? Food is much like a drug. Have you ever heard of rebounding? Don't get sold, get educated.